Hello! Hi. It's been a bit, hasn't it? I feel like I say that every time I make one of these update videos, which unfortunately is very often and probably my most consistent type of video that I make, which isn't like great. But hey, this time though, it's different. But for real this time. Not like the other times. This time is for real different. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why it's different. Basically, over the years, every time I would make one of those update videos and put them out, I always intended it to mark some like huge shift in my channel and be the start of some consistent, high quality videos and streams for all of you to enjoy. But every single time, I kind of knew that I was not up for the task. While the personal growth that I talked about in those videos was real, it wasn't really fixing the root of the problem, which was basically that it felt impossible for me to consistently do anything. It doesn't matter if it's important work that I need to do or just something fun that I want to do. Getting myself to actually work on anything required me to fight and scream internally at myself for hours, and then I would maybe get 30 minutes of work done. Now, based off of the description that I've given here, I'm sure some of you can guess what I've been dealing with, but for anyone who doesn't, it's a little thing called ADHD, and it sucks. Of course, this has been an issue that I've dealt with forever, but it's gotten especially bad in recent years, and my theory on why this is that being in school forced me to have a lot more structure in my day. And now that I'm out of school and I don't have like a 9-to-5 type of job, I am completely in charge of my own schedule. And basically my ADHD makes that impossible to manage. You know, I had set times before for working on content, and I don't think I was ever consistent, but you can definitely see a downwards trend with the frequency of content releases as I've become more of an adult and gained more freedom in my life. Some of this can be explained with me putting in more effort in my content, though, you know, because I feel like what I was putting out in 2019 had a lot more time and effort put into it than what I was doing when I started. But once we get into the 2020s, things just sort of drop off completely. And I wasn't really doing much different with my content then. And I don't really have a good reason for this. You know, I haven't been ignoring this. I've been thinking about it pretty much every day. There hasn't been a single day, and I promise you, not a single day that's gone by where I didn't think about content creation. But I've felt trapped in like a cage in my own like brain that's prevented me from doing anything about it. And even it's to the point that even when I would convince myself that maybe I don't actually enjoy content creation and I should instead just treat it like a hobby or just quit, I was still thinking about making content. And you know, of course I was. This has been a dream of mine since I was like 12. There's nothing that brings me more joy than just like making something and then seeing someone positively react to that thing I made. I get like fucking giddy whenever I'm putting like the finishing touches on a project because I'm so excited to see what people like think about it. I love this. And despite everything, I don't think I can ever have the heart to quit or slow down even. But now I want to move forward, and for once in my life, I actually feel like this is something I can manage. After 2 long years of dealing with all the bullshit that comes with trying to get an ADHD diagnosis as an adult, it finally happened. And I finally have the medication to let me live my life. It's crazy how much of a change it's made for me. I'd be lucky to get like maybe one thing done a day after screaming at myself for like 10 hours to get up and do it. Now, I wake up every morning and do my dishes. I cleaned my room in a single day after struggling to get that done for a year and a half. I'm doing editing commissions now, and I'm finishing some of them the same day that I start them. It's probably been the single most important development in my mental health ever. And yes, I count coming out as trans in that list too. It's that big of a deal to me. It's affected my ability to work. It's affected my confidence. It's affected my whole outlook on life as a whole. It's a big deal. But, that's enough of that sappy mental health stuff, though. Let's get into the main reason I've actually made this video. Updates. So, I can actually do stuff now, right? So, what's the plan? Basically, I'm gonna start kind of small and work my way up. Funnily enough, for the first time in my life, I'm legitimately worried that I'll take on too much work for myself to handle. So, I've decided to ease into it. First off, the simple thing, streams. Streams are now going to be on a consistent schedule starting this Sunday, which I think that's just tomorrow for you. Depends when I upload this. I'm not 100% sure if these will be the days or times that I stick with, really. But to start off, I will be doing streams every Sunday at 12 p.m. PST and every Wednesday and Friday at 4 p.m. PST. If this changes, I will probably make a tweet about it. So, keep an eye on that. On top of this, things are actually gonna finally start getting revamped. I have a list of things like emotes and transition screens that I'll be working on. This won't be an immediate change, but it will be happening. On top of that, I plan on getting really fucking stupid. I want to do more dumbass streams with dumbass bits and gimmicks. I don't have a plan or an idea in mind, like exactly. It's more just like whatever I find fun is what I'm gonna do. My main stream inspirations are people like Wayne Radio TV, Germa985, Salty D K-Dan, people like that. So maybe that tells you something about the kind of level of stupidity I'm shooting for. Before there's really any major changes to the content, though, I've decided to use my 3 series that are kind of just sitting there, which are Thousand Year Door Remake, Mega Man Legacy Collection, and Sonic Origins. They're going to be what I start with, and I'm going to finish those off, mostly just to get back into the rhythm of consistently streaming. But after that, I'm going to get a lot more varied in what I'm streaming. Moving on to videos, the first update I have to give on that is that they will be a thing at all. Because if you didn't know, the last non-update video I made was released on Halloween of 2022. Yeah, I'm gonna be shooting for being a bit more frequent than that. I can't give an exact date on when things will start releasing, but once I start releasing, I'm going to be keeping it on an actual schedule. I might start with bi-weekly uploads and work my way up to weekly, but I'm not sure yet, so I'll let you know when I know. As for what the videos will be, I have 2 answers for you. The first one is, I don't know. I don't know. And what that means is basically, I'm going to be open to anything that sounds fun to make. It could be a video essay, it could be a weird bit that I come up with, it could be a third thing. I don't know yet. I just don't want to place a hard limit on making something if it sounds fun in the moment. So basically, every once in a while, you'll get a wild card video that could be whatever. As for my main bread and butter content, though, that you'll see most of the time, I plan on bringing stream highlights back. This time, though, I do plan on giving them the proper time they deserve so they can be the best they can be. A lot of times before, when I would work on stuff, by the time I got to the end of the video making process, I had to start rushing myself so I could actually finish it. because I could feel myself losing interest. And once I lose interest completely, it's dead. It's gone. It's never come back. By the time I gain maybe interest to bring it back, it's like been a year later and the enthusiasm's gone. It's not coming back. But now I can actually just stick through it and work on it with a normal workflow process, like a normal person. It's awesome. That being said, one unfortunate thing is I've made a decision that anything pre-Elden Ring, I will not be making a video on. I avoided committing to this decision for a very long time, mostly because I'm a sentimental fuck, and leaving like all these streams without videos feels very bad. I like to go back and watch videos and remember the stuff, but here's the thing. I have footage ranging back the past like 4 years of streams, and I've held on to them thinking that I'll eventually do something with them, but I haven't, and now I'm up to 12 terabytes of footage across 5 hard drives, and it would be just an insane undertaking to go through all that footage, and I wouldn't really even be excited to edit it anyway. I feel like I've grown as an entertainer, and I've changed as a person from what I was like 2 to 4 years ago, so I'd prefer to focus on making content on a more current me. However, as a compromise, mostly to myself, I've decided to make a video that will release alongside this update video that is basically a giant compilation of clips and just other random funny moments that I saved for myself over the past 4 years, all compiled into one video. I see it both as like a good look back on the past of my channel, but also a good way to start off what is going to be the next phase of my content. To borrow a term that my lovely partner Abby used to describe her next phase of her content when she did a whole like rebrand, this is basically a new season. This is the new season of LynLyn channel. I don't really know if what I was doing before I could really qualify as a season though, because it was so like disjointed. If I'm being honest with myself, it was more like a series of like pilots that would be picked up, but they wouldn't really go anywhere because they would get canceled after like 6 episodes. And sometimes it wouldn't even get past the pilot phase, if I'm being real. But, you know, the way I see it, this will be the first actual go at content creation I have ever done. So basically, after like 11 years, the pilot has finally been picked up and something will actually come of it. Alright, now for some rapid miscellaneous updates. Short form content, things like TikToks, YouTube Shorts, they'll be happening now because it's basically one of the best ways to advertise these days. I'm not sure if the shorts will be on this channel or on the second one, but they will be coming soon. Speaking of the second channel, 2 other videos will be going up there soon. You can basically think of these as like lost episodes. One is a video that's like 98% done, and the other is pretty much completely done, I think, but I just never uploaded it for some reason. I figured I'd put them up over there because the footage is just super old. And if I'm being honest, it's just not my best work. I could do much better if I did it again today, but I don't want to, so second channel, if you're interested. As well, I might be using that channel more. I can't say it'll ever be consistent. I don't think it will. It's just a fun little side thing for me. I might use it for like behind the scenes stuff when applicable, or just for making videos, just talking about whatever topic I want to talk about. Basically what I was doing when I first made the channel. Also, thing that you won't really see immediately, but I plan on getting into more of my interests. I'm interested in making music. I'm interested in making art. These will be happening. Maybe I'll post it on Twitter sometimes. If I get good enough, maybe you'll see them in videos. Who knows? but that will also be happening. I think that's about it. Thank you for watching through any amount of this video, regardless if it was the whole thing or just a certain section. It shows that you have an interest in what I'm doing here, and that means a lot to me. I plan on repaying your interest with the best stuff that I can put out. I want to say some thank yous. Firstly, to my friends who've always encouraged me when I needed it, because I've needed it a lot. To all my viewers who've stuck with me despite my sporadic content output. You're all amazing. To my amazing wife, who's always seen potential in me and believed in me, even when I couldn't. And to anyone else, really, who's been more patient with me than I've been with myself. For the first time in a long time, I feel like I'm in charge of my life. And I'm ready to do what I've always wanted to do. And I hope you all stick around to see it.